Hi. The gaming industry never stands still. Every month brings new releases that try to capture us in different ways, with atmosphere, gameplay, story, or even nostalgia. In this video, I'll talk about the most interesting isometric games released this year, from a meditative city builder and a brutal roguelike to tactical strategies and immersive adventures. I'm sure everyone will find something to enjoy here. Let's start with Endless Legend 2. This is a true gift for fans of grand strategy games. It perfectly combines the scale of civilization with the tactical depth of Age of Wonders, while adding RPG elements reminiscent of Heroes of Might and Magic. It's not just about developing your empire. Leveling up your heroes can completely change the course of battle. The system of minor races deserves special mention. Interactions with them go far beyond simple trade and open up surprising strategic opportunities. The world constantly evolves and lives its own life. Global events, like seasonal monsoons, shift the balance of power and keep you on your toes. The sequel takes a massive leap forward compared to the first game. Events unfold faster, cities look stunning, and both combat and city-building mechanics have gained exciting new layers. Replayability is impressive too. Each faction offers a unique experience. Two Point Museum. The best creation from 2 Point Studios so far, and arguably one of the brightest representatives of the management genre. Instead of hospitals or campuses, players now run entire museums, each with its own unique style, exhibits, and atmosphere. The game's biggest strength is its sense of variety. Even after dozens of hours, it never feels repetitive. Searching for exhibits, designing halls, and watching visitors react keeps things constantly engaging. And if you crave freedom, the sandbox mode offers nearly limitless possibilities. Sure, there are a few minor flaws. The music is less memorable this time, and optimization for large museums can be rough. But all that fades next to how deep and genuinely fun the overall concept turned out to be. Hell Clock. A true gem for fans of ARPGs and roguelikes. The game mixes the depth of Path of Exile with the unpredictability of a roguelike, where every run turns into a brand new build. The relic and constellation systems encourage experimentation, and the sense of progress after each death pushes you to jump back in again and again. The Portuguese voice acting adds emotion, and the combat feels fast and demanding, keeping you on edge. Sure, there are some bugs and performance issues, but the real thrill lies in how the game rewards adaptation and creative skill combinations. It's especially appealing to players who love unconventional builds and challenging gameplay. Overall, it's a blend of excitement and experimentation that can easily hook you for hundreds of hours if you're a fan of the genre. Sworn. In essence, it's Hades with co-op, and that's both its biggest strength and its biggest weakness. On one hand, you get familiar, fast-paced arena combat and boss fights. On the other, the mechanics feel simplified. Enemies don't always react properly to hits, dodges are weak, and the arenas feel a bit cramped. The main highlight is the ability to play together with friends, and that's where Sworn really shines. Co-op adds energy and fun, even if the game itself has its rough edges. The progression system leans too heavily on grinding and feels stingy with rewards. Sometimes it seems like the game slows your progress just to stretch playtime. Overall, playing solo feels pretty average, but with a friend or a full team, the game opens up and delivers plenty of fun moments. RailGods of Hysterra, a unique fusion of city building, dungeon crawling, and ARPG mechanics set in a Lovecraftian nightmare. The great old ones have broken into our world, but humanity has an answer: monstrous living trains powered by a mix of magic and technology. You command one of these abominations, venturing deep into twisted lands. Gameplay revolves around survival and exploration of procedurally generated zones. Your train must be fed to keep moving. Everything from enemies to resources can become its fuel. The insanity mechanic works as both risk and reward. The longer you stay in danger, the stronger your abilities grow. Combat demands focus, enemies hit hard but have readable attack patterns. Death comes quickly, but it's not the end. Gear can be recovered, and your train allows endless leveling and farming runs. Town to City, a city builder with heart, charming from the very first moments. Its soft cube-like visuals, bright colors, and cozy soundtrack create a relaxing atmosphere that makes you want to stay and build your perfect town. Despite being in early access, the game already feels polished. Mechanics work smoothly, and the interface is intuitive even for newcomers. Its standout feature is the ability to decorate buildings and directly influence citizens' happiness. Add to that the residents' requests that force you to make managerial decisions, and you get a simulator that's as much about caring for your community as it is about construction. Town to City is perfect both for veterans of the genre and those building their first virtual city. Lost in Random, The Eternal Die, a dark fairy tale roguelike where combat feels reminiscent of Hades, only cozier and more whimsical. At first glance, it may seem too familiar, but once you dive into its color combo and relic systems, it reveals surprising depth. The game's main twist is the Dice of Fate, a mechanic that truly changes the course of battle. Each roll affects your set of abilities and combat strategy, while the upgrade system, tied to a Match 3 minigame, adds an unexpected twist for the genre. Shops can be revisited, and even bosses can change their abilities mid-run, keeping the experience fresh. Sure, there are occasional dodge bugs and long runs, but its distinctive art style and constant unpredictability more than make up for it. Achilles Survivor, a gorgeous survival auto-shooter set in ancient Greece. It has everything fans of the genre love: dozens of heroes with unique combat styles, plenty of weapons, and both run-based and permanent progression systems. But two features make it stand out. First, the visuals. You rarely see graphics of this quality in auto-shooters. Second, the building mechanic. During a run, you can construct structures like turrets, healing altars, and fortifications. Each structure not only helps you survive, but also grants passive bonuses like crit chance, health, or defense. Just don't let enemies get too close. Everything you've built can be destroyed. Gameplay is spiced up with missions, closing portals, mining or for crafting, defeating bosses, and holding strategic points. Weapons can also be upgraded with unique effects, adding another layer of depth to the chaos. Eriksholm: The Stolen Dream, an atmospheric stealth puzzle set in an industrial city on the brink of collapse. Amid an epidemic and growing fear, the main heroine, Hannah, recovers from illness only to discover that her brother has vanished under mysterious circumstances. Her search soon unravels a much larger story, one tied to power, social inequality, and secret forces controlling the city from the shadows. Gameplay revolves around tactical stealth with simultaneous control of 3 characters. Each one has unique abilities. Hannah can hide and use darts, Alva climbs walls and sabotages lights, while Sebastian moves through water and ambushes enemies from behind. Levels are designed as spatial puzzles that require clever sequencing of actions. Direct confrontations almost always end in failure. The game rewards observation, patience, and creative problem solving. Wizard of Legend 2, the sequel to the beloved roguelike that stirred plenty of debate. Fans of the first game weren't thrilled. It looks a lot like Hades, has less content, and drops the pixel art style entirely. And all that is true, but judged on its own merits, Wizard of Legend 2 is genuinely captivating. Gameplay is faster and more dynamic, with a closer camera and tighter, punchier combos. The pixelated look has been replaced by colorful 2 and a half-dimensional visuals where spells and arenas burst with vibrant energy. The real magic lies in its randomization. Even after several hours, every run brings something fresh. A new spell, a rare event, or a completely unexpected build that keeps you experimenting run after run. Those Who Rule, a tactical strategy inspired by Fire Emblem and Triangle strategy, but with its own distinct flavor of deep, chess-like decision-making. Battles take place on hex-based maps where unit direction is critical. A well-timed flank attack can turn the tide, but enemies can just as easily outmaneuver you. The gameplay focuses on customization and tactical depth. Classes, abilities, and items open endless room for experimentation. Side quests constantly pressure you to take risks and make tough calls in the middle of combat. On higher difficulties, battles can last over an hour, but that intensity makes each victory feel truly earned. The story stands out too, a mature tale of war and politics, grounded in human ambition and betrayal, without a trace of fantasy dragons or magic. Netherworld Covenant, a grim, souls-inspired roguelike where atmosphere takes center stage. From the very first minutes, the Gothic architecture, dim lighting, and suffocating darkness pull you deep into its oppressive world. The combat follows the classic Souls formula: dodges, precise timing, and cold steel. But it adds its own twist. Before each run, you choose 2 active abilities from 4 archetypes: Swordsman, Marksman, Sentinel, and Rogue. This flexibility lets you tailor your playstyle, whether you prefer cautious ranged combat or aggressive close-quarters fights. As in any great roguelike, there's meaningful progression, temporary buffs during runs, and between them, permanent upgrades to skills, weapons, and abilities that make each new attempt feel like a step forward. The Precinct. This Grand Theft Auto turned inside out. The same open city, the same crime-filled streets, but this time you're not the criminal. You're the cop, sworn to serve and protect. Set in the gritty 1980s, the city lives and breathes on its own. Drug deals in one district, street fights in another, reckless drivers tearing through the roads. Your job is to respond to it all. Patrol the streets, gather evidence, make arrests, and engage in shootouts and high-speed chases. The atmosphere is spot on. Lighting, architecture, and environmental details perfectly recreate that neon-soaked retro aesthetic. The only drawback so far is the driving. It still feels too arcade-like and clunky, taking away some tension from the chase sequences. Titan Quest II, a return to the ancient world of myths, titans, and gods. From the very beginning, the game makes it clear that it aims to be a true successor to the legendary original, and in many ways, it succeeds. The atmosphere feels familiar: ancient temples, mythological beasts, and that sense of a grand journey across a living world. The visuals impress with massive maps, richly detailed architecture, and intricately crafted environments. It's been a long time since an ARPG has delivered such a vast, epic sense of adventure in every chapter. Yes, the launch had its share of issues, bugs, performance drops, and a clunky interface, but the core systems work well, and it's clear that the developers are building on a solid foundation. This year once again proved that isometric worlds can be engaging, stylish, and full of life. Not every game on this list is perfect, but I'm sure you'll find something here that will grab your attention and keep you playing for hours. The Image Game Channel was with you. Have a nice day.